Welcome to Behind the Curtain, Nashville's movers, shakers,
and tastemakers.
Brought to you by Chord Real Estate, your key to the heart of Nashville. I'm Steve Luther alongside my co-host Van Hoy.
Here we peel back the layers of Nashville's vibrant scene, sitting down with the innovators, creators, and leaders who shape our city. From music to business and everything in between, we dive into the journeys that have brought them to where they are today.
We're here to uncover the stories behind the success, the passion driving their pursuits, and why they've chosen Nashville as their stage. It's about the people who dream big, push boundaries, and make this city truly unique.
So join us as we explore the heart and soul of Nashville through the eyes of those who know it best.
Well, we are excited today to delve into the creative world of Adam Gaynor. The dynamic founder and CEO of Creationville, a former member of Grammy-nominated band Matchbox 20.
Sure.
Very cool.
Adam has established a multimedia platform, not only fostering innovation in the arts, but also mentoring aspiring artists and entrepreneurs aiming to make their mark. From hit records to empowering the next generation of creatives, Adam's journey is a testament to the power of talent, perseverance, and vision.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here. Nice to meet you, Miss Ashley.
Thank you. Nice to meet you as well.
So thank you so much. And very nice intro. Thank you. I usually do a 25-minute intro for my guests. So that was a nice, kind of snapshot.
That was the elevator intro.
I loved it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we got to jump right in.
Yeah, but there's a lot to talk about.
Well, first off, how'd you get into music? Let's start in the beginning.
Well, there's a funny story. So we got stories for everything. So basically, my sister, I was God knows how old. So let's say 10 or 11, give or take. My sister was playing some guitar around the house, getting way too much attention for my liking. And then I decided to take her guitar and then walk across the street to where the school was. And they were doing these after-school class guitars with 50 kids. After a couple classes of my little D and my G chord, which is still only what I know today. You're welcome. I never developed. But after I learned my first two chords, I'm walking around and I'm showing other little kids. I remember helping. It was a weird thing, but I probably was not very good. And then I would come home and play. And now I'm getting some attention around the house. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
And then my sister's getting annoyed. And to this day, she's annoyed that I stole her guitar. But she's fine. She's still talented. She's my most favorite sister and my most talented artist, photographer, and musician sister. She doesn't do a lot of music.
Is she your only sister?
No, I have.
Okay.
I have. Okay, she is my only sister.
I thought that might be the case.
I was trying to figure out a better joke, but no, she's my favorite. Is it good to look at the camera so I can connect with the people at home?
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
No, we do whatever feels good.
Thank you. So you're doing, by the way, whatever happens from here on in, you did a great job.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
So much.
I don't know you, and I'm
You
proud of you.
built me up before this. You've given me a lot of confidence.
This may turn into
really
the View where you're going to be at the table every time, and then we're going to have a table full of women just jumping right in, which I think would be great for this podcast.
I don't know. They call me Barracuda.
Yeah.
So sometimes
I think that's good and bad. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Barracuda.
I'm just here until I'm
sweet
here.
and friendly and ferocious.
Yes.
Okay.
All in the same.
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm frightened.
Don't be. Don't be.
I'm not.
Okay, so
Whoa.
that's how you got started.
That's how I got started. Years, months later, I'm an elder. So there's a record player, one of those things for the kids at home. It's a thing you buy in the store. You put an LP on and one of those big records, and then you spin. It spins around. You hear the music through. It's a whole science.
It's magic. It's voodoo.
Yeah.
I still miss my 8-track though.
Yeah, I don't miss the 8-track. I guess you couldn't for you kids at home. The 8-track would play songs in groups of 4. So if you want to hear your favorite song, you have to wait 12 to 17 minutes to get to your favorite. You could not fast forward the 8-track.
Oh.
You can go to song 1 through 4, and then usually song 5 through 8. It literally took that's the fastest you could go is about 15 minutes to wait. Very weird meeting.
Yeah.
I've never, admittedly, I'm younger than Steve.
Yeah.
A lot younger. Never seen an 8-track in my life.
My girlfriend is younger than me, and I'm not going to say how much younger.
Yeah, don't do that.
Because we don't, but younger, but she probably, maybe knows. Right at the end. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
So how long from, playing in your living room to Matchbox 20? What was that path?
Hour and a half.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, that was
so
quick.
by your 12th birthday.
By my 11th and a half, I got a call They said, maybe you're too young, but we're going to sign you into the band and we're going to wait for you.
Perfect.
So they all grew up. We all know. So, I mean, I think the journey is growing up in New York. My dad showed me a brochure one day when the family's living in New York, a nice suburban life. And he shows me this brochure and he says, hey, you know, what do you guys think of this? And my sister and I are like, we're going to go on vacation in Florida. It's going to be amazing. And he goes, you like it? I go, yeah, it looks great. He goes, well, you're going to spend the rest of your life there. So that's how we found out we're going to move. Thank you, Dad, for that. And then so we go to Miami or Hollywood, Florida, which is a strange thing, Hollywood, Florida. And we lived there. I lived there way too long, 30 years.
Okay.
And back in the late 80s, I was trying to figure out what to do with my life. Always knew I was going to be a musician. Always was a musician. Always had odd jobs. Sports producer. I love sports.
No way.
Super knowledgeable. Like, I don't care if you're talking to the Titans. I'm a sports guy. They can do what they do, but I'm a sports guy. So know all sports, everything. But I played sports as a kid, but now I'm an elder, so we have to be very careful on the steps. You gotta watch slow. So you know, you don't want to twist an ankle. Like, no. Here's the thing. I'm gonna do a little segue. What I learned about being an elder for the kids watching the podcast, I call it VOD, video podcast.
Yeah.
It's my coin that, but I don't think I got a trademark on it. Steve, don't call your attorney.
I'm not.
He's so doing it.
I know, yes. Thank you for being honest. That's so cool of you. But I will hopefully get 20%. So yeah, what I learned as an elder, for you kids at home that think you got everything going on at 20 or 30, is the older you get, you know, when you see people losing their balance when they get older and what's going on and why? Is it your brain? Is it vertigo? You know, your ankles, your muscle mass becomes so much less. This is a lesson for all of you at home. Your physiology becomes different. So when you're standing on a ladder with your ankles as an elder, it's a weirder experience. You don't have that grip strength in your ankles and your leg. So then you do feel weird. Anyway, back to the story. So just wanted to tell you that's a great segue story.
Take care of your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like 88. I did all these odd jobs, managed the video store back in the video store. Again, old. And then did all these things. I was like basically like every stereotype movie you've seen, I did those jobs.
Okay, got it.
And then I was like, man, this is not working. I'm like 21, 2 years old. I'm not getting closer to my dream. I live in South Florida. The only people there were Diddy, Gloria Estefan, Shaq, and really not a big music scene in South Florida. Mm-hmm. I was in North Miami at that point from Hollywood, Florida. And I had a friend who was answering phones in the studio, in a recording studio called Criteria Recording Studio. Famous Layla was done there with Clapton. Mm-hmm. James Brown did I Feel Good. Part of Hotel California was there. Part of Rumors. Like in the 70s and 8, that was the
big time
place.
Yeah.
Really cool. So blessed. Got a job answering phones just to get my foot in the door. Kids at home, find a way to get in the building. I don't care if you're doing mail. You got to get in the building. You got to change your course of trajectory. You got to do something. Sitting in your apartment's not going to get you recognized. So I decided, thank you. So I decided to, you could put the pen down. I'm going to keep talking. So I'm just talking to the kids. Sorry. So I'll give you more, but I'm going to give you Adamisms and then you'll write them down.
Adamism. Yeah, I love it.
So
I am going to trademark that one.
Yeah, that's fine. Ashleyisms.
Ashleyisms. Yeah. We actually do have a lot in Vanisms. There's a lot of Vanisms that happen around.
Can I just say I'm emotionally spent because Van's not here. And at first I was teasing you, but now that I know you were a music guy, I'm a little sad, to be honest with you, Van. So we'll have to what do you say, coffee around here? Is that a politically correct thing to say?
Yes, we'll go over here to the
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be vanrific, which is not a thing.
Fantastic. Sounds a little better. It's got a ring to it.
I have to hydrate. You know, for the kids at home, I had vocal cord surgery in June. I'm okay though.
Oh wow!
But just my voice normally takes a lot of hydrate. I'm like the opposite of a camel. Camels don't require a lot of water.
Right. They store it in their humps.
No, that's why Ashley's here.
We're detouring again, but I'm in vocal therapy right now at Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
That's where I went. Dr. Gal.
Trone?
No, Gal. She's going to be mad at me and my phone's in my bag. But I'm panicking
because I'm thinking, oh crap, you're going to ask me what my doctor.
Yeah. I know because I take him every 3 weeks.
I know.
Vocal therapy.
If you need when we get off the thing, we could talk. I can give you some good advice. I learned a lot about my voice from the beginning.
And hydration. I yell at him about water all the time.
I'm drinking.
Right.
So here, wait, let's do a toast.
Cheers.
Yeah, Ashley, come on.
I got my Gatorade.
Here we go. Here we go, guys.
Cheers.
Here's to my first vodka.
To Adamism.
To Ash and Steveisms.
Wonderful.
So I get my foot in the door. Criteria.
Yep.
And the long end of the story is Collective Soul's recording there. I'm 8 years as a phone boy. I am 30 years old. I wanted to say I was a night manager because I did it at night, but they wouldn't even give me that business card. Trevor, I'm not mad anymore. That's my boss. I'm going to tell him to watch this because I mentioned criteria. But I'm not mad at you since yesterday, but that's like 20 years removed. I'm still as angry until yesterday at Trevor. Because I wanted a car.
That's big though, to like let it go.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm still not over it.
So, it was walking through the door, our door that.
Yeah, you saw how mad I was in the parking lot. It was because of Trevor.
Just felt a total relief.
But Trevor let me play in the studios, practice, do all my things. I had my buddy Keith. Keith Rose was always engineering for me till 6 a.m. after he pulled a 12-hour day. He'd work with me all night. And then all of a sudden, one of the engineers from Collective Soul who was working there, here's my music. I get a call one day from Ed Rowland, the singer of Collective Soul, and he's like, "Hey, G." I'm like, "Hey, man, who do you want to talk to?" Because they don't usually call to talk to me. He's like, "I want to talk to so-and-so, but first," he goes, "What the is wrong with you?" By the way, I mute my own curses.
That's impressive.
Thank you. He goes, "What the is wrong with you?" It's not, you can play that back, you won't hear it. He goes, "Why didn't you ever, I heard you wrote great songs." I'm like, "Ed," he goes, "Why didn't you play?" I'm like, "It's not my job to play you my music. Like I'm supposed to not do that."
Right.
He goes, "Send me your cassette," which again, for the kids at home, it's whatever. So he sent me to send him a cassette. His business manager sends me a production deal to be an artist.
Wow.
As I'm getting ready to negotiate the contract, I get a phone call from the producer of Collective Soul, whose name is Matt Serletic. And I think he wants me to be a solo artist too. And now we got a manager, a producer who wants to produce me. But 2 days later, after he sends me a cassette, he says, instead of, "Hey, I want to record you." And I'm like, "Let's go." It's like, "How would you like to audition for these guys on the cassette?" Turned out the guy was Rob Thomas and 2 original members of what later became Matchbox 20. It was a different band.
Got it.
I didn't know. Proverbial door over my head. I said, "Give me 2-3 days to think." I'm not a guitar guy in a band. He wanted me to sing, maybe write. And end of the whole long story, because this could be the whole thing, is I tell the kids at home, here's lesson number 2. You don't have to write this. You can remember this. So there's a proverbial door. I'm answering phones. One of my moms, speaking of death, we were talking about that pre-show. It's very depressing. You come to do the podcast and all we talk about is death for 10 minutes in, you're live. It's like, what is going? Just kidding, by the way. We had very emotional connections.
We had a good connection.
We did. Ashley was crying for like 20 minutes and had nothing to do with it.
My mascara.
Yeah. I think it was about some sports game last night. Some team she liked lost.
Definitely wasn't.
Okay. Well, okay. You don't cry. She doesn't cry.
I'm not over sports.
I cry over sport. I don't cry either. Okay. So we're back. So basically, there's a proverbial door. I'm answering phones, and I'm like, okay, the door is really scary. There's a white light through this door. Do I want to step through it, drive 4 hours up north to Orlando, audition for these guys in this band? No. Am I scared? Yeah. Okay, worst case scenario is I go, they make fun of me. It's the worst experience of my life. I come home and I'm still answering phones. Like nothing changed. The other scenario is I don't do anything. I don't change the course of my trajectory or my life. And I just keep answering phones and I never take opportunities and step out of my comfort zone. That's the big thing, stepping out of your.
We talked about that earlier.
There you go. It's true. So I say, I'm going to do it. I have literally one electric guitar, a really crappy amp, one distortion pedal. I'm a singer-songwriter with an acoustic guitar and a mini tape recorder. But the only difference was Rob Thomas wrote these incredibly simple songs back then, 3 chords. I happen to know 4. I knew the 4th chord. I got this. I can play what's on that cassette. Otherwise, no. If it's like Steely Dan, I'm not in this band. There's no way. So I drive up, meet everybody. The long end that I can go on for a million stories with this. But we met. I auditioned. They tried other people. They called me, asked if I wanted the job. We started Matchbox 20. And then later we wound up looking at talent search in Atlanta, found your boy, Kyle Cook.
Yep.
And then he became the 5th member. And then we all started it together. And we named the band Matchbox 20 and blah, blah, blah.
So what is the story behind the name Matchbox 20? Or is that like insider secrets?
No, it's Paul's dad was a crop duster. So every day he would go out in his little crop dusting plane. Yes. He had a pack of cigarettes in his pocket. And there were 20 cigarettes in this thing usually, and then there was a pack of matches. So when he would do his biplane thing, so Paul's like, that would be a really, by the way, I just made that up. That's not. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
I make up these stories. There's a submarine commander story I'll give you next time.
Okay.
That's about. So there is no good story. I think our drummer had some patches and things, and we had a 24-hour rule or a 48-hour rule. Everybody threw in names. If it lasted 48 hours, it was going to be the band. If no, but like everybody would object to every single thing. And then finally printing the first record, like we
have to know
a week ago. And we're just like, so when he said it, I probably voted no, to be honest with you. I just thought it was like Candlebox. It was like Blink One. I just didn't like it. But here's another story. Plenty of stories.
Love the stories. So I'll take all the stories.
Imagine you're Eddie. I just want to tell you why the band name, kids out there, Atomism number 107, is imagine your band name is something that you are preoccupied with and you are so worried that if you don't have the best name, okay. So Matchbox 20, who cares? Great name, not great name, I don't care. But imagine you're Eddie Vedder's neighbor. And Eddie comes over to you one day and he's like, hey, G, that's me. Hey, G, listen, I'm starting this band. I'm like, oh, Eddie, congratulations. I didn't even know you're a musician. What's your, that's a joke. What's your band's name, Eddie? And he's like, well, I'm thinking of calling it Pearl Jam. And I'm like, no, Eddie, that's not going to, it doesn't matter what the name is, right? You write good songs. Rob Thomas wrote great songs. We were very fortunate to have him as our fearless leader, and maybe the Pearl Jam and Matchbox 20 isn't as important as the quality of music.
Agreed.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah.
Miss Ashley, if you don't mind.
Call me whatever. Well,
yeah, don't get weird.
That's not an open invitation.
Yeah.
You can call me Barracuda.
I was going to say, can I call you Barracuda?
You certainly can.
Is CUDA a weird abbreviation?
Yes, I don't like it.
That's a little weird, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it. We'll steer clear of that one.
No, yeah, I'm not going to say it again because it's disturbing in my.
Yeah, it's one of those weird words like moist. Like, no one likes to hear it.
And don't call me moist. It's not my name. No, it's not my name. I mean, there'd be no reason to call me moist. Okay.
Oh, total. My mind. Okay, so that's really, there's no story behind Matchbox 20. It just came down to the wire. But you're right. It's all about quality.
It is songs.
Same thing in our industry. It doesn't really matter who you affiliate with because people like doing business with people. And it's about the quality of the person you're going to be working with.
It's amazing.
So, yeah, absolutely. But I do love our name.
Yeah, Chord. I mean, I think it's brilliant. I have to say it's brilliant.
We do have a good story, but it's not about us. We'll tell you later.
Okay.
Our story.
A little off the air.
Yeah. They've heard it. Okay.
So you're in a major rock band now. That's got to be an interesting experience.
Yeah.
You threw out the name Diddy. Now, did you ever make a Diddy party?
I didn't make a Diddy party back. I did.
Wow. I can't believe you asked that.
I mean, he threw the name out.
No. Back in the day when I was a phone boy, there weren't a lot of parties I was invited to. Let's be honest. Okay. So I was like hanging out at Fridays. If you remember that little like
TGI Friday,
like TGI Fridays.
Okay.
Like I'd be like having a Irish whiskey on the rocks, please. Sometimes a double. I would go crazy and I would double.
Living on
yeah, and that's like once every couple of weeks. So I was really hitting the sauce. So, but that would be like my extent of really having fun after Criteria. So, but back in the day in South Florida, when we did kind of have halfway through our career, like I'd be hanging out with like Venus and Serena Williams were my buddies, some of the Miami Dolphin guys. I was like in the socialite little world. That was so nice. Leah and Roy Black, I'm going to tell you to watch this because if you know Roy Black, he's like one of the greatest defense attorneys in the history of the United States. I don't even want to get into his accolades, although I know all of yours, Roy. I'll tag you in this. So I was hanging out at a lot of their parties and stuff. It was so fun. Like during the heyday, you're having a lot of fun. And then, now I'm in the backyard looking at chipmunks and bunnies. It's really kind of slowed down a lot.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Life is good in Nashville.
Bird watching.
Life is good.
I'm a birder.
What's the craziest thing that happened on tour?
It's hard to say.
That you can actually share without like incriminating people.
Without lawsuits.
Got a girlfriend.
Yeah. But, make it about someone else.
I think I could tell you one stupid story that's not really the craziest thing ever. But I was okay. This is going to sound weird. I mean, this is definitely, and I'm sorry, honey. You have to realize if I tell you this is PG-13. So I had a band member, okay, who was hooking up with this woman. Okay.
And
the woman had a friend, and the friend needed to be babysat all night While now I could be honest and say, hey, it was my single days. The girl came with me. Great story. But it really wasn't. I didn't want anything to do with this girl, woman. And she winds up having to stay in my room. And I'm like, how long? It's like going to be all night. I know this sounds like, what were you doing? Out of nothing. I did nothing but go to sleep. And I just wanted nothing to do with this.
Yes.
It's not my energy.
Yeah.
My energy. Everyone's not your energy. So
you're tired.
I have to wake up, get ready for sound check. She's still there because they're finishing up whatever the other people were doing.
Yeah.
I think it was Bible studies and orange juice, to be honest with you.
It could have been.
I think that's what people do when you're in a rock band. Yeah, excuse me. I have a little itch in my eye. I'm okay.
No worries.
Call paramedic. So, end of story is I get out of the shower. It's just like, hey, can you do me a favor and say hi to my friend? And I'm like, what? And she's on the hotel phone, which probably is going to cost me $1.75 to begin with. Money's tight back. Okay, it wasn't really tight, but I just don't pretend. So I pick up the phone and he's like, hey, Adam, how are you doing? And he starts making jokes like about my singer and all of these and I'm like, who's this? And he goes, it's so-and-so from WDGA. You're live on the air.
No.
And I'm like, whoa. I said, first of all, what? And he goes, this is Adam of Matchbox 20. Now I'm a smarty pants. So I'm like really quick. And I'm like, Adam from what? And he goes, you're Adam. I'm like, first of all, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then now he thinks that the girl is
live.
And I'm like, yeah. So I'm just like, but I'm happy to talk to you. Like, who is this? And then I just pretended to be really stupid. Like, I don't know what's going on. And then I'm like, he's like, we got to go. And he hangs up, but it was weird. So I was annoyed. So that's
well played,
crazy story. Things like that can happen all the time. But it wasn't like one of those, you want one of the stories. We'll do that off camera.
So what's the transition from Matchbox 20 into Creationville and mentoring and what you're
That's
doing now?
so neat to me that you have a passion for mentoring other upcoming musicians. That's really cool.
It took a while. Like I did a lot of animation, children's books, plush toy.
No way.
For like 15 years, started a company called Creationville, creationville.com, whatever. I like to bitch myself.
Yes.
But I basically decided when I met my current girlfriend, something shifted, technical crisis. I hit the mic. Something shifted in my life. Now they say muses are not like I would probably say it's not your muse. You're just writing good, whatever. For something happened when I met this woman that my songwriting went from like having 5 really good songs. And when I say good, I'm talking like substantially good, not like to like I'm writing crazy songs, like life-changing, better. And they used to always be like sad, dysfunctional, I'm alone, I'm lonely, I love me. And that was like my whole life, like when I was 18 to 30 to whatever. Now they're like these really happy-go-lucky, super catchy melody, sometimes Jack Johnson inspired, but they're pop, super friendly. And it's something triggered. And then we were in LA. I was trying to figure out where to go for the rest of my life. Like I have to make a decision because I didn't want to be in LA anymore. Love you, LA. Don't get mad at me. I spent 15 years with you. I appreciate you so much. You did a lot for my creativity, but I had to go.
Yes.
We're getting a little wacky. But I love you and don't get mad, Governor Newsom. You're my friend.
We call him Tennessee Realtor of the Year.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to see this, but I love you guys too.
We'll tag him.
Tag him. Great. So, I really like California. So, I'm going to have to go back at some point.
We love California.
I love California.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
It's a wonderful place.
It just got a little.
We have an agent on our team who's from Southern California.
Love them. I love your agent from the team. And I miss Vaughn. Did we talk about Van?
He's from.
It's Van or Vaughn? Van.
Van.
Yeah, I miss Van.
Yeah. You'll meet him someday.
Did you see me again?
You got teary-eyed?
Yeah, I missed it.
Was it LA or Governor Newsom that you got a little?
You know what? It's probably everybody. Every single person I left there.
So 15 years there.
Wow. 15 years there. Then we decide, like, I'm watching this crazy show on HGTV. I don't watch any shows on HGTV.
Was it my show on HGTV?
Do you have a show on HGTV?
Selling Nashville.
My God, I should have been on that show. Should have been on.
Hey, what? Next episode.
Yeah. You'll sell me a house? Is that what you do?
Just don't call me Gouda and then you can be.
I don't ever call anybody Gouda. I don't want to, don't even want to say it. So I decided, like, I'm watching this thing called, what's the thing with the couple from Mississippi? My house, my town. Do you not know?
Yeah.
You don't watch any shows on that channel, do you? It's your show.
I mean, it's not based in any form of reality whatsoever.
Yeah. Do you mean my town or your show?
HGTV in general.
Yeah.
No, my show is actually very Nashville centric, not real estate related at all.
Really? Oh, interesting.
So we're not here to talk about me.
Well, we kind of,
okay.
So I'm watching this show about this really sweet, lovable
tall guy, short girl.
Yeah.
Blonde hair. Yeah. I know it. Okay. I'm with you.
So I want them to be my new best friends. They're living this rural lifestyle in Mississippi, which might be a little hot and humid for me. No offense, Mississippi. I hope you come to my show. So what I want to do is I need to change it up. And I'm like, Rachel, my beautiful girl. God bless you. I wanted to, I'm like, I got to do something. So I'm like, I'm writing music. I'm like, I don't know, like Tennessee. Do you want to do, like, I wasn't necessarily thinking Nashville, but I was kind of like, okay, Nashville. But I'm like, but Tennessee, like I could see green everywhere, backyard, bunnies, chipmunks, birding. We're birding now because I'm an elder's bird. And I just wanted, so we did. We came out here, where am I? 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
And I'm just getting my feet wet. Haven't really talked to a lot of people, but just played a couple of guest appearances for some people. And so I'm just here writing, playing, recording, and just getting the foundation built of what's to come.
And so how did you start the whole mentor process for upcoming artists? Was that in LA and then you continued it here? Or did that primarily
That was the question, wasn't it?
Well, we talked about a lot.
I got into the chipmunks. Once I talk about chipmunks, like my heart.
Chipmunks and birds.
Yeah, chipmunks and birds. So basically when I moved out here, I was trying to think of different businesses that I can start. And as I'm writing and I'm doing all this stuff, I have done a lot of professional mentoring for some labels, for some management companies. People will send me albums before they come out. And I'd like to think, egotistically, that I'm like 97.3% right. If you tell me it's a hit and I say it's not a hit, it's probably not a hit. If I tell you it's a hit and you're not sure, it's probably a hit. Now, I'm not the best guitar player in the world, but my commercial barometer is the thing I'm most proud of.
Love it.
So then I'm like doing this for private people. And I'm like, then I start, I always get calls. I always get Instagram things. And I'm like, let's just turn this into a business. I can't do all of my time for free, which I've done for 20 years, probably giving advice to every family member's son, every friend. I've done that. So I paid my dues. Sorry, hit the mic ×2. No cursing. I can hit the mic. But you didn't see that.
The censorship abilities
It's amazing. So, and you can rewind that. I swear I didn't say it. For the children, if you're showing this to the school system to learn. Okay. So basically then the story is, so I wanted to turn this into a business. People who really want to spend a mini ka-chinger on my time, I know they're going to be actually paying attention. They're going to do the exercise.
It's an investment.
It's basically to take songwriters. Like, look, if you're out, and I'm never call anybody a horrible songwriter, but if you're not a good songwriter, then I can try to help you get focused into writing better songs. If you're a good songwriter, I can make you into a really good songwriter. And if you're really good, then we can try to develop a hit for you. It's just based on melody. It's based on what people show me that I'm sensing from my experience in our band and outside of our band when I'm writing. It's just something that I get. It's more of a gift of that recognition than anything else. So I love it. I love talking to people. Sometimes you get frustrated if they're not doing what you want them to focus on and they don't put the work in, but they're spending. Like, I don't like taking someone's money if they're not putting in the time.
Sure.
Definitely.
Because then I'm just taking their money and I don't want to just take people's money. Yeah. As much as people would say that, of course it's great, but I don't like that. Makes me feel kind of yucky.
Yeah.
So if they're serious and they want to learn and they want to be better at melody and better at structure and stuff, then come give me a call.
Now, the industry has changed a lot since the days of Matchbox 20.
Absolutely.
What challenges do you see new artists facing today? Like, what's the business look like now?
It's all about this clutter thing, right? It's like how many new artists are there on Instagram every day, every week? Yeah. How are you with your algorithms? What are you doing to market yourself? It's a nightmare. I think, maybe 10 years ago, I'd say, wow, what a great statistical advantage it is, because you don't have to go on tour for, 10, our first, just trivia, our first tour, we were on the road 355 of 365 days with 2 5-day breaks in an extended van, up and down the United States twice, up and down Canada twice, went home. I'm sure the guys, when you talk to Kyle, sick as a dog. Don't even remember going. I remember opening the door to my apartment and passing out, and then I don't remember anything what happened after that.
Man.
So that was how do you get in front of 20 people? Then the next time you're in town, it's 100 people. It's word of mouth. You're a good band. We were a good band. I was proud of that. And people see you. It just spreads like that. There was very little interweb back then.
Very organic.
Right. Yeah.
Very organic. So today you have to figure out what is going to make you cut through. Are you going to cut a cool video, a viral video? Are you going to make something weird, something that draws attention? But like a lawyer once told me in South Florida that before I met Rob Thomas, I don't think I understood, but he said, write this down. He said the three most important things about the music industry are the song, and the song. And I didn't get it. I didn't understand. And then I'm like, okay, what's the trick here? He goes, one day you'll get that. I'm like, okay. Then I meet Rob Thomas. I go through our band experience. We have like 11 hits. Mm-hmm. One of the most played bands on radio. All three of our records, top 3 in Billboard, probably for all 3 records.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's about the song. I get that. Without the song, you got a name like Pearl Jam and a cool looking dude, but probably need to write some songs.
Yeah.
Do you think the role of like the labels is completely different now? Is this, do you think we're going to start seeing more artists self-producing and?
Yeah, I mean, we are. And I think it's obviously the great thing about Pro Tools at home is people can record for a lot less money. That's great. So you could work on your creativity. You could develop, like, there's a fine line of doing what's on radio today and then being in your basement creating your Nora Jones, where it's 1 in a million jazz singers on the radio. Your Billie Eilish, who is not just 1 in a million, but like a combination of a lot of urban pop, kind of not even rock, but just a genre that, kind of takes from a little bit of everything, but created this albatross of a perfect, entertainer. And it's hard to say what it starts with your song. I will always say that. Mm-hmm. And then my thing is probably to teach people to do more of a timeless production, because that at least, like, I still, not being weird, but I'll still go to Publix. I'll still go to Home Depot. I will hear my song or one of our band songs almost every single time still, which is crazy.
That feels good.
It's a weird thing. So would that be every style of music? Maybe not, but just write good songs. I would say keep it organic as possible. Strings are great. Guitar's great. Drum's great. And if you want to put, I put a lot of synth into some of my organic stuff, maybe a couple trippy sounds, just create something that maybe has your own identity. Work on your vocal. It's not just how you sing, but create a vocal for yourself that may be something that's like, oh, like your friends would probably laugh at you and your parents would be like, why are you singing like that? But just create your own style. Like, have a style, go out, produce your own life so that you are an artist. Because if you're a songwriter and if you're doing anything because it's you're an artist. So start creating that for yourself, living that, and go kick some butt. And I'm here.
Now that's something to write down.
Yeah.
That sounds like gold. I mean, I know nothing about the music industry.
Neither do I.
Wait, pretty well.
I was just out in the parking lot. You said, would you do this?
It's like, hey,
yeah,
our guy didn't show up today.
Yeah, exactly. So will you do this? I'm like,
I'll slip you 100.
No, I appreciate that. That's really sweet.
Yeah, that is something to write down for sure.
Now, authenticity. I've heard a lot of artists over the years tell me that a lot of times the industry tries to change who they want to be. They've got sort of, this artist that is, this mold. And so they try to push you into something over here. So they've got kind of a spectrum of artists. What do you tell, young artists starting out about authenticity and staying true to who they really are?
That's a good question.
It is such a tricky question because obviously some people want to get a record deal. Some people want to be independent artists. Those are decisions and conversations I have every day with my mentee people. So the only thing I can tell you is, I don't want to say anything bad. I'm very proud to be on Atlantic and appreciate you guys so much. So I apologize. But this label that I was on, if you edited that out, this label that I was on, thank you. Basically, we produced our first record, turned it in, and they wanted us to redo the entire record. Ooh. They weren't sure of the vibe. They didn't and here we are with what turns out to be in the future, one of the most prolific songwriters of a decade, and Rob Thomas.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like he won 5 Grammys with Smooth and Santana, and has his own hit songs. But they're just like, let's redo this record. And now us as a band, our producer, who was a production deal with the band, so he was kind of we had a manager, but he was, like we called him the 6th band member, and we're all just like, kind of no, like I don't think so, and we said no. And that album sold 18 million records.
Dang.
So like, imagine if we redid it and did it a different. So it's tricky though. Like you have people that are going to give you, multiple 6 figures of advance money or recording money. And they tell you to do something. You may not have the former producer of Collective Soul, who was our new producer for us, that can stand a little ground. So this is a tricky thing. I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you that the music industry, write this one down, 108. The music industry that's the 4th mic hit. I count. So at home, the guy who's editing, I apologize. So the music industry is meeting, the music business is meeting the music industry halfway, right? Like there's a reason why if you're in your garage, in your basement, doing something that no one responds to, you don't have any fans on Instagram, no one really likes it, and you're like, you're all crazy. Probably not.
Feedback, yeah.
Might be the guy in the basement. But if you can meet the industry halfway, just like realize you might have to construct a song that's playable on the radio or on Spotify or Apple or iTunes or wherever you get your distribute music. There is a music business part of it. If you're independent, you want to do what you want to do, I wish you the best of luck. I don't want to tell you to change. If I'm working with you, I'll tell you what I like and don't like, but it's subjective. It's my opinion. Just like it might be a suit who runs a label or is an A&R guy. It's hard to say who's right. There's only a handful of people in my life, that maybe even 2, that I would have trusted with their ears enough to say, no, don't change it. Yes. And I would have been like, oh, let me think about this, So it's tricky, if, because if I worked with Nora Jones, would I have been like, it's too jazzy. You need to be more pop, Nora. I don't know. I mean, but what she did broke through as a one in a billion artist that was jazzy pop. It worked great. It was the right time, right place. And, it was great. So that's a tricky thing. Just write good songs, then figure out your production, and then you'll see if people, that's what I tell everybody. If people are responding, like I want everybody to say that's your best song ever. Not, oh yeah, it's pretty good or it's good. Like one of the things that I teach is, it's not done until it's done. So just because you say you write 20 songs a day, write me one great song in a week. That's what I'd rather have. I don't want you to have a catalog of 100 songs that are okay.
Right.
Write me something significant that the world is like, oh my God, that will change your life. And if you can do a handful of those, then that's going to make a much greater impact on you.
What's the mentoring process look like? Like what is, when you bring someone on, what is that like you meet with them once a week? Like what does it look like?
It's a one-on-one session. I have either 1, 2, or 3 session price plan. If it's a 1 session thing, we'll do a song evaluation. I'll talk to them about what I think. They can play me probably 2 songs. I don't want to hear 20 songs, so let them do 2. And then we talk about it. I'll break down what I like, don't like, what melody and or production. I'll give them a lot of atomisms. I'll give them a lot of coaching. I want to eventually get like a life coaching certificate because I want to be the Tony Robbins of music mentoring because I love pumping people up. I like getting people excited. I want people.
You certainly did me before I walked in here.
Thank you, not Kuda. Barassi. Okay, whatever. I'm sorry. I said what your name wasn't. We don't want to call you that name. So,
okay. Sorry.
Okay. So the point is, which I don't remember my point. I think
he asked you what that mentoring session looked like. So one-on-one session.
Yeah, one-on-one. We're trying to break you down. Oh, the life coaching thing.
Yes.
I like explaining to people, which, you've hung out with Kyle, my old sidekick buddy. And it's like, we all have the basic same DNA principle in our blood, in our body. I was an idiot answering phones for 8 years as a 30-year-old man. Right. So I got my break when I was 30. Most people are done with MTV and VH1 at 30, or I don't want to say bad things on the thing on PG-13. So they've done bad things and they're not.
But you're good at censoring.
Oh, fifth time I hit the mic. So my count. So basically, like you just want to understand that we all have the ability to be special, be spectacular, and bring something out of you that, you know, you might have thought you had, or you might not realize, you might not believe is true. Well, like, again, sitting here, having 20 years experience, selling 30 million records, 4 Grammy nominations, incredible. 3 albums, so blessed. Doesn't mean my life's perfect, by the way, which you all need to realize that too. Doesn't mean your life changes and it's perfect. But I can tell you I'm really proud of what I've done. I was able to do it. And there's no reason why anybody out there listening doesn't have the same ability to conjure up. I like to say, I call them kids, anybody under my age. I'm super old, but I feel young. I look great, by the way, for how old I am. We'll talk about that off the air. Should I say it out loud? I'd like to say it.
You say it.
I'm a 60-year-old man.
No way.
Yeah, Ashley's face just went into, we will zoom in. Yeah, I'm 60 years old, not dyed hair. I mean, it's getting a little thinner, to be honest with you, but I'm okay. And this is usually not here. You won't see this probably. But
you definitely do not look 60.
Thank you. And it's a lot of moisturizer again.
Yeah, I was going to say you have no wrinkles. It's really quite. Once you said 60, I started analyzing the forehead. Yeah. I have more.
Well, I don't smile. I'm never happy, so I don't have
lies.
Okay, that's lies. So the idea is though that you have the ability to do something great for yourself. Always. Doesn't matter how old you are. I just want you to get, like, my thing I try to desperately coach people is I want them to have 15 minutes of greatness, which usually is a bad thing. If you have 15 minutes of fame, that means your career went down. But to me, that's a big one. And I'll edit that in case people want. But to me, nicely done. If you get 15 minutes, if I can give you that one song, one opportunity to place a song in TV or film, it's up to you to figure this out and get another opportunity. But most people will sit at home and not get 15 minutes. So I don't want you to have 15 minutes and disappear. I want you to have 15 minutes and be like, I need this. I want this. I was able to do it. Now I have to figure out how to do it again.
Jumping board.
Yeah. So like I'm a 60-year-old that's about to put out one solo song. I'm about to start an entire career at 60, like a weirdo. I don't care. I just have something to say after being removed from the business for 20 years.
Colonel Sanders was 60, I think, wasn't he? Yeah.
And I love his chicken. It's very, very salty for those health nuts. It's very salty. Love it. Super salty chicken. That's the slogan, right? Super salty.
That's definitely not.
Finger licking.
You're right. That is right.
I know it was.
It's been a long time since I've been a
Colonel Sanders guy.
Well, what exciting projects do you have coming up? You brought your guitar. I don't know when you want to pull that out.
Can I do something for you guys?
I would love that.
Yeah. It might be nicer to play for Ashley than Van. Although,
probably.
I don't know, though. Because, like, again, Van's in the industry now. I got to be All right. So here's the background, right? So I have this new girlfriend of 4 years, but we knew each other online for 2. We went through some very traumatic things, which is why we couldn't meet for 2 years. I had a serious health issue, selling a house. She had serious health issue that turned into a crisis by getting attacked by a dog when she was recovering. We had the craziest life. It took us 2 years to get together. We got together right before Valentine's Day, 2020. She was supposed to stay a week. She just finished a job of 6 years. I'm leaning in now. And Zoom. So just kidding. So just finished a job 6 years after like the first, we were in love online.
Yes.
Talking to each other. We were soulmates. She's a photographer, artist. I'm a doer. By the way, is there like a hard cut at 1 hour for this thing?
No.
Okay. Cause I don't want to over chat.
No.
Okay,
we're having a good time.
God, I hate this. Really don't like this. So anyway, just kidding. I love it. For those at home, I would give it an A+, but I want them to work hard. So I'll give them a solid A. Okay. So, I basically, we meet.
Yes.
More, I think she's going to think I'm old. She's a little younger than me, not crazy, but younger than me. I don't know.
11.
Okay, maybe a little more. So, but not,
no judgment.
Yeah, we don't want to.
No judgment.
Can't say right. So we meet. We are as in love. She doesn't think I'm too elder, which I was worried, because I'm not as fast as I used to be. So, I walk stairs slower. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
No ladders.
No ladders.
You weren't on a ladder.
Don't step on. I'm telling you, your ankles. It's all about the ankle support, your muscle tone. So we're back to basically, I'm getting a little overheated. So
It was.
we meet, we're in love. A week later, we're hearing like things about people are running around looking for toilet paper. They're looking for bottled water. We're like, what is going on in this country? So at the end of the second week, things are starting to shut down. We had never met. We had dated online 2 years. She's now with me 2 weeks, and the country's going nuts. People are locking themselves inside.
Mm-hmm.
I look at her and I'm like, hey, I have an idea. Do you want to stay for a while?
You should just stay.
And she just looks at me and she goes, and I go, yeah, let's do this. 4.5 years later, we have never left each other's side from never meeting.
Sweet.
4.5 years together with a person you've never met. Kookyville. Just kooky. But my best friend, soulmate.
Love it.
Every day I look forward to seeing her. Just makes me so happy.
Life is good.
So life was good until one Valentine's Day where I forgot to really do my job. That's where we're getting to this music.
So you're going to sing us a song about how you forgot Valentine's Day, and Rachel was PO'd.
So no,
Rachel was.
We don't want her.
I'm not good at censoring. I tried the whole censor thing, and it didn't come out.
She wasn't angry at me. She definitely wasn't. But I, I knew I screwed up. So I said I have to do some work, and I locked myself in my little office. And for 6 hours, I wrote her a present, which, for a musician, you could say that's cheating. What's it worth? But I'm really proud of what I wrote her. So I'm just going to give you a verse and a chorus of a little something that I tried to say, I love you. Look what we've been through. Look what we've done together. And here's what I can do for you today. And I made up for it down the road. Because I'm a good boy.
Should I hold the mic up to the guitar?
No, he can pull it forward.
Okay.
And it'll be good.
I'll figure this out.
I'll let you know if we can hear you.
For those kids at home, I don't know if you edit this part out.
No editing out.
Let's see.
Yeah, we can hear you great.
Yeah, that's good.
Can you hear my voice?
Yep.
Most times it don't come easy now. Hey, say to you all, I know it's nothing's easy now. Hey, didn't we both know on that night when you came down from the blue sky and stood there, I was breathless. If you stay and please don't go, I'd like to hold you while it snows. I'll walk you to the beach one day, sing for you now when it rains. Catch 1,000 falling stars and put them in a special jar, so when you're feeling down and blue, you'll remember who knows you. Catch 1,000 falling stars and put them in a special jar, so when you're feeling down and blue, you'll remember. Let's give it a little.
Woo!
I feel like I need to kiss Ashley now.
Oh, please do. Oh, my God. Thank you, guys. That's so sweet.
Thank you for
Of course,
sharing.
that was amazing.
Yeah, it was
Thank you.
so amazing. I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay, you're in your office for 6 hours.
Yeah.
You're like, I got work to do.
Yeah.
I'll be back, and you come out.
Yeah.
I mean, just the snippet of time after, like, don't go past 10 minutes because I'm sure other things happen that we don't need to talk about. But
This is R now, or we're getting into the R version of this. This is the After Hours podcast.
youngins, plug your ears.
Yeah.
No, seriously. So you walk out and you're like,
Yeah.
what do you say? And show me what her face looks like.
So I say, hey, how are you? Maybe,
What's for dinner? Please tell me you didn't say that.
by the way, amazing gourmet chef. Like we're getting back to the song.
Total
I
package.
got a gourmet chef, like literally gourmet chef. I got a beautiful woman that will cut my hair and do a pretty good job, which means during COVID, I didn't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, that's
Thank
nice.
you so much, Rachel. I love my hair because you gave me the best cut. You used to have bad hair, not better hair. Not great hair. Better.
He used to have bad hair too.
Really?
For
I
Ashley.
did, yeah.
He is a striking young buck. A striking buck.
I think so.
Thank you.
Yeah, not young, not
No,
so much.
no.
But,
Striking young compared to me. He's much. No, okay.
no, not terribly.
Pretty close.
He looks much better than I do. So I'm great. So grateful. So anyway, I decided to do something better. I set up a little video camera in the corner.
You did this.
Yeah. And I'm just like, hey, will you come in for a second? And it's been a long day. Pardon the pun. That's one of our first songs. For those Matchbox fans, you realize that's So, so I say, hey, can you? She's like, okay, yeah. So she comes in and said, can I? Because I would play her stuff as I read anyway.
Yeah.
Can I know I had a bad day today, not a good performance for a Boyfriend of the Year award, but I kind of want to play you something. And she's heard some of my stuff. So, and she loves my music. And most of it's all about us anyway, or fictional us going to Hawaii, whatever. So anyway, I say, will you? So I started singing like, love most times don't come easy now. Hey, I'm singing to you. All I know is nothing's easy now. Hey. And then I said, didn't we both know on the night when you came down from the blue sky in the plane and stood there? Because I went to baggage claim and I looked at her for 60 seconds before I went over there. It's the only time in my life I was like, I'm just never going to be able to not know that I'm watching her. And like, I just
taking it in.
I was like, oh my God, like much better than the photos and video, much better than everything that like we experienced. So that was that. So that was all just bawling. She was bawling. I mean, bawling from the first verse. And then, we've been through so much. I mean, it's like, at that point we were together 2.5 years, 24/7. Like that's, nobody does that in the world, and you guys did that good.
We do it.
That's amazing.
We work together.
Very special relationship when people can do that. And it's a lot of love right there. So.
And you know what? That's how life should be. This is my tidbit. Yeah. Ashleyism number 1 for the youngins. Get your pen out.
101. I'd start at 101.
101.
Makes you feel like you had like 100 before that.
Yeah, it's like when you order checks, you never order 001.
It's true. 101 for Ashley.
Yes, 101. Life and relationships and marriage is more than just doing the basics with someone. Yeah. Really, you need to find your person. I mean, I come across so many people who say, how do you work with your husband? How do you spend so much time with him? How are you guys together all the time? You're always so happy. That's what life is supposed to be. And if you think wherever you're at is as good as it gets, it's not.
Yeah.
Keep searching.
Keep going. Life is tough. And if you're with someone, that makes it more difficult. It's not a great scenario. I'm not giving you marriage advice, but just life is, Ashley 102 is go, run.
Maybe I should start a marriage counseling.
We should do that. And I'll be the guy that's never been married on the show giving life advice for marriage.
Yes,
couples.
You should.
So, but I agree with that. And it's like Rachel, she's so talented as an artist and photographer. I mean, she did that for me. She made this little cute, but she's like a real artist too, so she could draw, but I wanted something super like crafted of it. The song's called My Everything. So there's my little hat I wear when I perform.
Love it.
My ukulele that I have half my project is like the first song called My Everything that's on your thing. So I'm just pumping myself out of it.
Do it.
It's ukulele based, but it sounds like Coldplay.
Got it.
Meets U2. So it's like, excuse me. It's from singing and drinking water. I apologize again. I'm not usually that much of an animal. So, so that's that. And, I just really, really grateful. She built the website. She's very talented in pretty much everything she does. And I'm
Creationville.com.
Creationville.com. But more important now for the musicians out there. AdamGaynor.net.
Got it.
That's what we want to plug today. If you want any help, advice, you want someone to just talk to about the music business. I started the site as I stopped plugging because when I was answering phones for 8 years and I saw all these crazy talented Grammy winners and people come in, I didn't have anyone ask questions. Like, what would I do? How much would I pay to sit with Ed of Collective Soul for an hour?
Yeah.
My rate is so much cheaper than what it should be. So if you go on the site, it's worth an hour of your time. If you sign up for 3 hours, I think you'll get the most out of it. But sign up for 1 and I will help you.
Sweet. I was going to ask how people could connect with you.
If that was
something that they were interested in. Love it.
You got it's Gaynor in case he's going to put the thing over there.
Yes, it'll be on there.
And then Adam Gaynor Instagram. We're doing the plug second. Yep. And then if you're on the Facebook, which I have a lot of, like most of my elder people are on the Facebook.
Yeah.
So I have the at Adam Gaynor Official on the Facebook.
Okay. Very good.
That's the plug portion. And I love your guys' story too. It's beautiful. I love that you guys are in love and you work together, and it's pretty freaking cool.
It's pretty special.
It's hard to do that.
Got a lot of history.
Yeah. I have to ask, is there ever a thought that there might be a brief Matchbox 20 reunion? Or
I don't know. I mean, that's a Kyle. You have to talk to Kyle.
We'll ask Kyle.
Ask Kyle.
Okay.
Kyle, I'm going to call you.
Yeah, Kyle, we're going to, hey, Kyle.
Kyle.
No, I don't know. I don't know. It's been so far removed, but we know. My thing would be like if we were ever nominated for the like the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that has to happen.
Yeah.
I hope so. We've had a lot of hits, sold a lot of records, more than
It's gonna
probably 70% of the people that get in. Although there's some people you're like, yeah, you have to be in there. But if that happens, then maybe we'll get together and do something.
Hall of Fame people, it's on you.
Yeah. Thank you guys, everybody who's listening that just voted for the Hall of Fame.
That'd be awesome.
Well, it has been a pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
It's been really great.
Yeah, we definitely have to hang out more.
Yeah, anytime you guys want, maybe we could do couples night.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Of course.
I would love to do that.
I'd love to meet Rachel.
I don't want to volunteer Rachel for her culinary skills, but maybe she and I could team up in the kitchen. And
She's pretty
really
good.
She's got her sit together.
Pretty good cook.
I made some butter chicken last night.
I would be into the butter chicken.
It was delicious.
All right. So so next time maybe you can cater this podcast. I
I
thought there'd be shrimp. I was told shrimp cocktail at the very least.
Shoot,
Yeah.
that was on me.
Yeah, no-
Steve definitely told me to do that, and I dropped the
I
ball.
faxed my rider. You didn't get my fax. I have a fax.
Yeah, we don't have a actually, we do have a fax.
You do.
We do, yeah.
We do have a
No one
I can't
uses
remember
it
the last
anymore,
time
but
we
still
saw
have
it.
one.
I'd stopped using mine. I was the last faxer in the continental U.S.
You might have to tell the young people
The kids.
what a fax is, like
Yeah.
8-track, LP. They didn't know those
It's a
things.
machine. Takes paper. You send something from your computer.
More voodoo.
Or you actually could just take a piece of paper from your typewriter, which is a whole other conversation.
Yes.
And then you put it in the fax and then match it. See, I still don't even know how TV works. How you're sitting at home, forget about the cable on the wall, but like the antenna, and then there's a picture on your, what is that all about? Don't have time for
It's all
that.
voodoo.
Next podcast, we'll get into the TV signal.
I have to ask one last question because you brought up the rider.
Yes, sir.
Did you guys have any crazy stuff in your rider?
We do have a story from the crazy.
I did a mic bump.
Oh, you did?
Number
You hit
one.
the mic.
That could be like the deciding vote, like to get you off the island. I had 6, so I'm out first. You'll be okay. As long
We
as
vote to keep you in.
Yeah, thank you. And I vote to keep her.
I'll be the sacrificial.
Steve, we're going to keep you too. So somebody's got to go. Whoever's editing.
Van's, I guess Van's gone.
Van's
Van's gone.
He left the island.
He'll definitely be back.
Huh?
I missed the question in my mic bump, though.
And Van, I'm sorry for your loss. Just to publicly say,
Two.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Very young.
In all sincerity, I'm sorry.
Mm.
That's never fun.
I
So the
was just
question,
saying anything crazy in their rider.
yeah,
Yeah, you always hear about, picking out certain colors of M&Ms and, just crazy stuff like that.
we were written up in world's worst writer, like online something. So, and I have 2. Okay, the fastest stories. So, one was here was our writer that they said like this is so with Mariah Carey they say she wants a Cristal with sipping straws. That's like her thing. Cristal and sipping straw long
Okay.
for the bottle.
I'm
Because I
following.
guess it's, so that's her thing. It's okay. Mariah, I miss you so much. So anyway, so our thing was like our bass player wanted golf passes in cities.
Okay.
Right. And then this is going to be, you can hear me sniffing. So I have like funny allergies. So I needed like a box of tissues in the 3 main changing room, kitchen room, and the shower area, just because sometimes I got to do a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Whatever. So they laughed at our rider. It was like the worst rider in the history, like tissues, golf passes, and the regular food and maybe wine or whatever. So I said, hey guys, we're like, this is the worst. Like, this is the most, like, we're not asking for, prescriptions. So we're just asking for, again, it's like orange juice and Bible studies. This is not a good look.
Yeah.
So I did something which the guys didn't know. So I told our tour manager, I'm like, hey, when we show up tomorrow, whatever arena, we were touring arenas of the day. So we were feeling pretty good about ourselves. I'm like, when we go backstage, I want a goldfish in a bowl waiting for us every day. From whatever city we're in, a new goldfish. So what happened is we show up and the guys get so excited, like in the right in our little dressing area where the food, it's like, they're like, oh, how cool. They don't know I did it. Right. So I'm like, take the goldfish to the meet and greet. We wound up, the whole band signs it. Rob's like does art. So he's decorating the bowl with a Sharpie. There's a little fish swimming around in there. And we give it to whatever kid at the meet and greet lady. So now every day we're doing this. So you're seeing people in the first 15 rows holding the one goldfish of the day during the whole show. It's crazy.
That's so cool.
Eventually, like a couple shows in, I'm like, I'm asking, like, where is this goldfish coming
Yeah, why
from?
is there a goldfish
Every
in
day.
every
And
arena?
like, because I asked for it, they were laughing so hard because
Yeah.
we didn't have. So now we had something cool. We had a goldfish every day. We
That
gave
is
it away
cute.
to the kid or a mom or whatever. That was my favorite thing. So,
I love that.
I mean,
Awesome.
better than a goat, which would be a lot more responsibility.
That would be a lot.
Imagine seeing the goat in the front row, be like, you got to take that home. Sorry. Parents are like,
This is your goat.
like, I hate
Hey,
this
you
man.
can make milk, ice cream.
Yeah. I didn't really think about that. During COVID, that would have been a very
It would have
That's-
been. Remember when eggs were like currency?
Yeah. I don't remember that. When was
What?
when was that, Ashley? Recently? Are we talking back?
Well, eggs did get expensive.
Eggs?
Oh, that you mean. Yes.
Yes.
Was that during the COVID?
Yes, it
Okay,
was.
yeah,
And
I
our
remember.
clients gave us some eggs from their free
Wow.
range chickens. And I was like, these eggs they're built different.
Yeah.
We're getting way off topic.
No, I'm all about eggs.
But hey, I would be totally fine with eggs as
AAE, all about eggs. That's my new t-shirt line.
Steve's going to drink.
Yeah, I know. Everything.
Everything. You just steal all the good ideas. All the good ideas.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Unless you have
Thank
other
you for
questions,
being
I'm
here.
here. I mean,
I mean, there's some things I want to ask you.
What do you got?
Probably not.
We'll do this offline.
Yeah. Definitely.
Pleasure being here. Go check him out on
Yes.
adamgaynor.net.
Thank you.
Sign up for mentoring. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. And thank you guys so much. I love
Had a good time.
See you guys soon.
See ya.
Well, that's a wrap on today's episode of Behind the Curtain, Nashville's Movers,
And
Shakers.
tastemakers.
We hope you've been inspired by the stories of passion, perseverance, and innovation right here in Nashville.
A big thank you to our guests for sharing their journeys and to you, our listeners, for joining us. And of course, our gratitude to Chord Real Estate for making this conversation possible.
Don't forget to follow or subscribe to our podcast on
Did
your
I- did I
favorite
just-
platform.
Thank us.
Yes, you did.
Oh, I guess I did. Well, thank us. Okay.
Like I was saying.
Oh, yeah. Go
Don't
ahead.
forget to follow or subscribe on your favorite platform to catch every episode and hit that notification bell. We've got plenty more fascinating guests lined up, ready to share their insights and inspirations.
And we love hearing from you. So reach out to us with your thoughts, questions, or suggestions for who you'd like to hear from next.
Until next time, keep chasing your dreams and making your mark in Nashville.
Oh, my goodness.
Remember,
Am I talking to Casey
It's the
Kasem?
people behind the scenes that make the city shine.
I love it. Take care. See you behind the curtain.